Welcome back. This is Richard, and I want to welcome you back to the Innovation Best Practices episodes, where each one is intended to help you sell more and make more from your innovation program using proven and practical best practices that I believe can help virtually any business with any innovation need. I want to give a special welcome to our listeners in 80 countries. If you are listening to this as a podcast, you may be interested to know that there are also VideoCasts on YouTube. All you have to do is go to YouTube and in the search bar put Richard Innovation Best Practices. You'll get a bunch of search results. You'll see us there. Click on it and you'll get to the list of all the currently available VideoCasts. And if you're listening to this as a VideoCast, you may be interested to know that there's a podcast on iTunes, or you can go to my website at i2ge, that's ge.com/podcast. And if you go to iTunes, we'd love it if you'd give us a 5-star rating and review. This is not for any other reason than in the iTunes system, it helps us get more visible and get the word out to people. We also have a free app for the iPhone and iPad available at the App Store. And for Android devices at Google Play, just go and search for the app Innovation Best Practices. As always, you can contact me at richard@i2ge.com. I love hearing from folks. Today we're going to be talking about how to communicate dramatic differences. And I've pounded the drum for a long time in these podcasts about how you need a dramatic difference to significantly increase your chances for success above the average for all of 25%. And as you'll find here, Merwyn technology is going to be the way to make a difference in communicating. When you have a dramatic benefit improvement and advantage in a new or existing product, you really need to make sure that you optimize its communication. Failure to do so will mean that you get only a very small amount of the business benefit from this big dramatic benefit improvement that you've got. Fortunately, when you have a dramatic benefit improvement, it's in many ways easier to communicate than much smaller improvements. So behind all of this is Merwyn technology. Let's just briefly touch the base on it. It was originally developed by Doug Hall and 2 PhDs over a 6-year period of time, with Doug spending millions of dollars to do so. It's been acclaimed by Fortune magazine and praised for its accuracy by hundreds of corporate users. There's extensive validation of its estimates for long-term success. It really is impressive. The critical evaluation criteria easily pass the scientific and common sense tests. As we've talked before, 75% of all new products fail within 5 years, most within 18 to 24 months. That's because persuading competitive users to use your product is a very, very difficult process. Users of current products have well-established habits and practices, and with the emphasis on habit, both buying and selling habits and practices. And it's even difficult to get a competitive user to even consider using your product because habits and practices are so deeply ingrained for most. It's more difficult to get them to notice and appreciate your improvements even when you do get them to try your product. So it's very, very difficult, and to do that, you need to make sure that you're optimizing your customer communication to get your story across. The science of persuasion has 3 drivers: benefit communication, which we've talked about previously, and this is where you communicate to competitive users how you meet one of their most important needs for your type of product. Credibility communication, which we talked in the previous episode, where competitive customers are very skeptical. You tell them why they can really believe that you can deliver your promised benefits. And difference communication, and this is where you ask for the order because you deliver much better benefits than some, most, or all of the competitive products that you face. Okay, so Merwyn technology results when it comes to dramatic difference will blow you away. Those messages that have a low level of dramatic difference communication have only a 15% chance for 5-year success. Those with a strong level have a 40% chance for 5-year success. Look at the amount of impact dramatic difference communication has on your chances for success. And if you up it to very strong level, your chances are 53%. So from going from low to very strong, you increase your chances for success by 3.5 times. Of all the factors, benefit, credibility, and dramatic difference has the greatest impact on your chances for success. So, is it important? You bet your life it is. Okay? What is dramatic benefit improvement? Well, there's no simple test because if you know you have a dramatic benefit improvement or not on a new or existing product. There's no simple test. What you're really looking for here is you want to show a customer your product, and the way that always works for me, don't need statistics for this, probably need a few people, but when I show them a product and they say something like, wow, or how quickly can I buy your product, then I know I probably have something that's pretty darn close to being a dramatic difference. And the reason there's no simple test other than Merwyn technology, which will tell you how strong your dramatic difference is, the ability to determine before you do that whether you have a dramatic advantage or not is really dependent upon probably two basic factors. One is where you're making the dramatic improvement on a benefit that is in the top one or two benefits that your potential customers want. If it's not in the top one or two, then it really diminishes in importance for them. And secondly, you probably need to, and how much of an improvement varies, but you probably need at least a 50% improvement, probably doubling, maybe tripling, but it really depends on the kind of product and product category and the perspective that you're looking for. So I don't want to make it too easy for you to kind of figure this out, because I don't want you to misinterpret anything I'm saying here. And the bottom line is, if you get a Merwyn technology report, you will learn very quickly how much of a dramatic difference you have. Okay? So if you have a dramatic difference, how do you communicate it? Well, I'm going to give you a couple of key ways here. First, seeing is believing. Just show your product in use. The first time you saw an iPhone and the page-to-page swiping and the tapping of apps, you knew that you were seeing a dramatic difference. Infomercials for like a cleaning product do an extremely tough cleaning job completely and in a fraction of the expected time and effort. Seeing is believing. Manufacturing equipment that flawlessly performs the functions of two or more pieces of equipment. Seeing that in operation can be a very powerful way of communicating your dramatic difference. Again, seeing is believing. This is one of those that I have a lot of faith in. And it's also a way you find out pretty quickly from a qualitative standpoint whether you do have a dramatic difference. Do people do wow? Do they say, boy, I want to learn more about that. Where do I get that? If you're not seeing that sort of stuff, then you probably have not raised the bar yet to dramatic difference. Here's another way. Clear, precise performance statement. Here's an actual business-to-business product ad that I pulled this from. Here's their benefit. Reducing order processing times from 2 days to 30 minutes. And within 18 months, they expect a 100% return on their Cybele investment. Reducing order processing times from 2 days to 30 minutes? Wow, I want to know more about that. See how that clear, specific, precise statement gets your attention right away. Here are other sort of possible expressions. Again, whenever you say any of these, the bigger your credibility, bigger your benefit promise, the bigger your credibility backup needs to be. But here's some possible other expressions. Twice as much for half as much. Twice as fast and twice as accurate. What I love about that is sometimes we think going faster we lose accuracy. If you can combine twice as fast with twice as accurate, whoa, wait a minute, I should pay attention to this. And an ad that I actually saw didn't apply to guys, but applied to women. 10 minutes to beautiful. Okay? So clear, precise performance statement can really get people's attention and get your dramatic difference communication across in stunning clarity and simplicity. In many ways, dramatic difference communication is often far, far simpler than less than dramatic differences that always seem to have to include a lot of facts and statements and puffery. So dramatic differences actually, when you have them, become pretty easy to communicate. Okay, here's some examples. When the Toyota Prius came out, it said 60 miles per gallon, when a previous very good level when it came out would have been 30 mpg. And it was a Camry-sized car at a Camry price. So I can get a good-sized car with double the mileage, and it's from Toyota, which at the time certainly had a very high-quality reputation. So Toyota Prius certainly was a dramatic difference when it was done. Pixar animation. This was where seeing was easily believing. Dramatic animation quality improvement from the hand-drawn stuff that Disney did for many years. Resulted in movies like Toy Story and It's a Bug Life and many others to be instant hits. It just brought a new level and everybody went, wow. I've already talked enough about the iPhone, iPod, and iPad phenomenon. Were all major improvements and redefined the type of product. And the advertising, if you remember, was exquisitely clear and simple. It was another example of seeing is believing. Keurig and K-Cups were a dramatic difference when they came out. Very convenient single-cup brewing with the ability to easily make many different types of coffee and coffee-like beverages. I am and continue to be a Keurig user for a long period of time, and the ability to use, because you're only doing the K-Cups, you can get different types of K-Cups and all that sort of stuff, have great variety in your coffee, much more so than you could, generally speaking, with a coffee machine and all that sort of stuff. So some good examples of dramatic differences. Here's some concluding thoughts. Research becomes important in this because you have an awful lot riding on the marketing communication of your dramatic improvement. Make sure that you conduct quantitative research, quality quantitative research, to get consumer feedback before you launch on just pure judgment. Make sure you're doing your best from day one. One of the most memorable quotes that I heard many times from Ernest Gallo when I was vice president of marketing at the Gallo Winery was, "You are only new once." Great wisdom in that statement. When you go out and for the first time, customers have an opportunity to see your dramatic improvement, if you're not optimizing that communication, and Merwyn technology and the science of persuasion definitely are the absolute state-of-the-art best tool that you have to do that, then the chances are that you will not do your best, and that chance of getting people to notice you on the first time will probably be lost to you. So be careful with all this. It's very, very important. If you need more innovation best practices, here's how you can get some help. You can just go to my website, i2ge.com. Click on the DIY Innovation Training on the menu bar, and you'll see a whole bunch of training programs there. If you don't see one that exactly fits your needs, just contact me. Send me an email. Glad to tailor a unique program for you. Here's what we're trying to do with this. I want you to be innovation self-sufficient, hence the training program, so you don't have to hire expensive consultants like me to do it for you. Okay? Another way you can get best practices is I've published 6 books. One of them is Proven Practical Innovation That Delivers Results. It's available only at Amazon in paperback and a Kindle book, and it's priced at below my break-even cost. A heck of a value. Again, if you have suggestions, comments, or requests, I love hearing from listeners. Just send an email to richard@i2ge.com. Look forward to hearing from you. In the next episode, we're going to be talking about some very important innovation news that I've gathered from around the world. It's practical news that I think can help virtually any business listening to it make their innovation program stronger. Well, as you know by now, I deeply, deeply appreciate you taking time out of your busy day to spend it with me. I look forward to reconnecting with you soon, and until then, please, please have a great day.